Sitting on a couch with Bryan Adams, dying with all my questions, and I am.
Yeah?
'Cause the first one is, 5 years in between albums. Why did it take so long?
Oh, wow. Start with a real rocker, I guess. 3 years of that was spent touring, and then I did wrote and recorded an album, which took 1.5 years, and here I am.
And here you are.
So it wasn't like I was sitting around idle, sitting on the beach. I was working the whole time.
But you said, I'm not sitting on the beach, but you didn't record it in a conventional way, the album 18 Till I Die.
That's right, yeah, and we recorded it in a house in Jamaica. And, well, let's just say there was a lot of downtime because electricity kept going off in the house. So I learned to swim during that time.
And did it work out, besides all that? Did you get the album the way you wanted it? Because you don't go to Jamaica with a portable studio for nothing.
Yeah, no, I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it. Probably a bit better than I wanted it to, really.
That's always nice.
Yeah, yeah. No, we did some interesting things down there. And I guess it sort of blows the theory out that you have to record in a real studio. You know, you can record anywhere. When we're doing this here, we could record here.
Next time, maybe we'll try it.
Yeah.
When I'm prepared. And the first single that came out is Everything.
Hold it. First thing that came out is...
No, from 18 Till I Die.
Yeah.
The first single you released is totally different than Everything I Do. Do you think...
Yeah.
You don't get it? Do you want me to do it again?
No, I get it.
I think it's totally different.
It is totally
it's
different.
a lot faster. So, do you think you attracted a totally different audience, and now they might be a little bit like, what happened?
I don't know. I mean, Run to You was different than Straight from the Heart, and Cuts Like a Knife was different than House Arrest, and I mean, there's lots of different songs that are different.
True.
So I just write the songs that seem to have the mood, and whatever comes with that comes with it. You know, I mean, it isn't like there's some sort of master plan sitting around trying to come up with a hit song. It's just these are just the best songs that I was able to write.
I can imagine that, but Everything I Do was so, everybody saw you as a ballad person. It was different than what you did before, so that was already a change.
Well, I don't know if that's really true, because the biggest song in our set is probably Summer '69. And if you ask people out here what their favorite song is, I bet you won't get very many Everything I Do's.
Maybe that is really, because that's what I meant with the audience. Before, they were Bryan Adams' audience, and they had songs like Run to You. And then with your ballad, different people got to know Bryan Adams. So I was wondering if you had an idea that those people that got to know you through that ballad might be a little bit off.
Well, if they are, then they can listen to Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman? But you don't think about who you're appealing to. You appeal to yourself, I mean, when I'm writing songs and when I'm singing, it's about making myself happy, It's not about trying to appeal to a certain type of person or another person. It's just, that's the way it turned out.
So what we get is really Bryan Adams.
Yeah, and I mean, Everything I Do took an hour to write, It's like, sat down and we wrote it, and it turned out it was a sweet song. At first, I didn't even want to sing it because I thought it was too simple, And, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But how do you do then with, you do a lot of soundtracks, a lot of songs for movies. How do you go about that then? Because then they hand you over something, you have to write the song around it?
Well, the songs that I've written for film have all been collaborations with a film composer called Michael Kamen and Robert Lang. And Kamen writes music for film. And I like to work with him or with composers like that, because the song isn't just like in one little section of the film. It's the introduction to the film, it's the theme of the film, and it closes the film. So it becomes much more an important piece of music than just a little song.
So is it harder then? Because you said normally I do what I feel in my music, but then you have a little line in it that you have to follow, right? So is it harder?
No, in the cases with working with with Maestro Cayman. It's just it's quite simple because a lot of the work's already done in terms of the music. So it's just a matter of fitting in the pieces of the puzzle together.
And with Stars, the song
Star.
is Star.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
from a movie with Robin Williams, right? Do you think about, okay, when you work with Michael Kamen, do you also see Robin Williams somewhere when you go about with the song?
No.
No? Doesn't happen like that.
No, I shouldn't tell him that, though. He'd be very upset.
No, you don't have to be mean about it. You could just, give an answer.
No, it just, I mean, it's each one of these songs has been written specifically for the theme of the film. Whether it's in this case, it's sort of inspirational. It's not a love song, and it's a song about finding some inner strength, and I think that there's a good message in the film, but there's also a good message in the song. So it's being able to marry the two.
Would you ever want to be in a movie?
No.
No way?
No.
You just sing the songs for them.
Hey, listen, I have a hard enough time writing the song.
Well,
Who's
it
got the
doesn't
time for all that stuff? I mean, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. It's great.
Well, like for you, that is very clear. But you see a lot of artists that all of a sudden switch.
You don't see a lot of artists doing it. Most of them are failures. Let's face it.
Okay, so you don't want to do any movies, but you do small movies. You do your videos.
Yeah, I think that's the lesson you have to learn. If you a good video artist, then perhaps you could cross over. But I think there are some artists, maybe like David Bowie, could be he could be quite a good actor. Because his films have always been quite interesting. His videos, and I think if you have a sort of more avant-garde, like maybe Iggy Pop could do it as well. But for us straight rock and rollers, I think it's best to stick to the mainstream and rock,
Do you dislike making the videos, or?
I have at times really disliked making videos, yeah. And I've also disliked the outcome of some videos, too. You get them and you go, oh, God, I can't believe this has to be my video. But on my most recent video, I'm the happiest I've ever been, actually.
It looks great with all the bright colors and everything.
It was the first time I've ever done a video where I saw the clip and I went, wow, that's great. And I called Matthew Rolston up, the director, and I said, this is the first time I've ever called somebody and I don't have any changes to make. I think it's perfect, just the way it is.
I also like the part when when it's in black and white and you're combing your hair back. I think that is just so funny because you really, at that point, you get the idea of the song.
I'm a geek, okay? I'm a geek. Let's face it, all right?
But you really put down what you want to say with the video and with the song as well,
Yeah, well, I'm just having fun, It's just a laugh.
And on stage, do you have fun?
Well, you have to wait and see, won't you?
But in general, or is it more, do you sleep?
No, we're very serious.
He is very serious. He's giving me a really hard time.
No, I'm not giving you a hard time. Of course we have fun. It's part of being, up there.
But when I go do an interview, for me that's fun. But also I'm really, thinking this could go wrong, that could go wrong. What should I pay attention about? So yes, I'm having fun, but there's also a lot of strain on it. Do you experience that as well when you go on tour?
The strain was writing the songs. That's over with. Now I'm having fun.
Then you're having it behind you.
Yeah. Just remember the words and get up there and do it.
So you're gonna do your album and you're not gonna retire for a while? You've got enough songs too.
Hey, I'm only 36.
No, but maybe you because you brought out the Best Of album, and a lot of times when you see the Best Of,
you think, adios amigo.
Yeah.
I know. Well.
You're not planning on that.
Let's just see how this one does, and I'll let you know afterwards, okay? If this one nosedives, then maybe I'll go and pack it up and become a gardener.
Okay, that's a deal. So when it goes down, you come and tell us. Okay, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
And it's raining right now.
I know.
I hope it gets dry again, and you have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah,
on the
it'll be
stage.
wet, but some of the best things are wet.
Okay, bye.
This is the Music Factory.